Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review on the brand new Gwen Stefani eyeshadow palette by Urban Decay. This is something that everybody has been waiting for pretty much all year, ever since it was initially launched. Everybody loves Gwen Stefani. Who doesn't love Gwen Stefani? No doubt. Hello, I grew up in the 90s. I love everything and anything to do with Gwen Stefani. She's cool, the way she dresses, the way she carries herself, her makeup, even the way that she's gone ahead with her whole divorce thing. Classy, I love it all. Palette itself, it launched in the UK on the 22nd of November, but that was only in Urban Decay freestanding stores, so in Westfield, Covent Garden, and then on their UK website. And I got it on their UK website thanks to one of you guys. They let me know that it was available because I actually took the time out of my day last Sunday to go to the Urban Decay store in Westfield, and it was all boarded up. Now, if you follow me on Snapchat, you would have seen the swear words used, which I won't use on my channel itself. But I was pretty annoyed to see that they had advertised it. Go to Westfield and get it. Hello, the store is boarded up. So there's nothing I can do. So let's start off with the packaging first. It is white and gold. Typical Gwen Stefani. She loves her black, white and gold. Her monochromatic look to go with her platinum blonde hair. And then it's got a tag on here. And before I continue, I have got an absolutely disgustingly nasty cold. One of my customers decided to come in with a horrendous cold, cough and splutter and everything all over the place. Next day, hello, I'm sick. I hate you, whoever you are. I can't remember your name, but I just don't like you. So I'm sorry if I sound very nasally and every now and then I'm like, because I actually really want to blow my nose, but I just did a makeup tutorial on this look, so I'm trying to hold off blowing my nose for as long as possible because all this highlighting and contouring and everything is just going to come off. So the box, this is what the box looks like, and here is the back with all the shades on it. And what does it say? It says, to do with the palette itself, Gwen oversaw the design of every detail of this palette, from the case, inspired by her love of black and white graphic prints, to the shadows. The makeup connoisseur in Gwen had a hard time choosing just 15 shades, but when it came down to it, these were her must-have shadows. With an insane range of neutrals and a few jewel tones to mix things up, this is Gwen's go-to kit to recreate her most iconic looks. Which is true. Gwen's makeup is always full-on. Red lips is her signature look. She always has red lips, but recently she's gone for a lot of nude kind of looks. She's always got the thick eyeliner, she's always got eyeliner on, generally has lashes, and her eyes are always quite nudie, golden, browny, but very subtle looking as well. And then obviously she plays up the makeup with the really bright and bold lips, and then to go with the awesome dress sense. Clearly you guys know that I love her dress sense because look at the way I dress. If I could be Gwen, I'd be Gwen, but I'm not Gwen and I can't sing and I can't even talk right now. So the palette itself, here's what it looks like, and it's got black circles in it, which kind of creep me out because I've got like a phobia of circles. It's a long story, Google it, there is a phobia behind it all. But it's very sleek, very good quality. It's got this Gwen stamp on the front, which actually is like a piece of metal with an engraving on it. And then it's got just black circles basically and white. It's very sleek, it's very sophisticated, it's very Gwen. And then the back is just like this. And you open it up and it's got an amazing mirror. And on the mirror it says, "Magic is in the makeup." Don't know how much you can see that without being blinded. There it is. Don't know why they put that there, to be honest. Is that a Gwen thing? Who knows? And then the names of the palette, or of the shadows, sorry, itself are very much inspired by her and her music, her songs, and that sort of thing. So 15 shadows altogether, and this retails in at £40, 40 English pounds. And as far as I'm aware, it's coming out nationwide next week, either on the 2nd, the 3rd or the 4th. I'm sorry, I can't tell you an exact date. I don't work for Urban Decay, and clearly when they told me it was available in Westfield and Westfield was shut, they're not the most reliable either. But in Debenhams, they are holding a masterclass on the 3rd. I've actually signed up to go to it, but I can't attend unfortunately now. But if you guys want to go along, they're having a beauty evening in Oxford Street, and you will hopefully be able to pick this up too. So the shadows themselves, just before I get into each individual one and give you swatches, this top row is very neutral. Very neutral, very pale. And altogether there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matte shades. Now that is a lot for Urban Decay. Urban Decay are not known for giving a lot of mattes out in their eyeshadow palettes. I've got quite a lot of their eyeshadow palettes. I got this one instead of Vice 4 because I've got Vice 1, Vice 2, Vice 3, and I was like, do I want a Vice 4 or do I want the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani one? I want the Gwen Stefani one more because I want something a little bit different. And normally they've got more shimmery shades than matte shades. Sometimes they don't have matte shades at all, which can be really frustrating for people who obviously like to use it in the crease like I do to define the eye and that sort of thing. Plus, not everybody likes shimmery shades. Not everybody likes glitter. Some people like subtlety. I'm not that person. I never will be that person. I never have been. But you may be. So, like I said, it's got 5 matte shades, which is very, very good. And then the rest are a mix between very shimmery, metallic and satin shades. Now, the question is, will this suit all skin tones? Now, if you follow X Sparkage on YouTube, she did a review on it not long ago, as she has always been an ambassador for Urban Decay for as long as I remember, but I do appreciate her reviews and I do find them very honest. Now, she mentioned that she thinks that it's only really geared towards lighter skin tones. Now, clearly, I am mid-range, I am tanned, I'm an NC40 by MAC. I am back to the NC40 shade now that the winter months have kicked in, and at the moment on my face I'm wearing Too Faced's Born This Way foundation in the shade Sand, so I'm very much olive tan skin tone. All of these shades work on me, all of them. The only one that probably doesn't is this one in the middle, and I tend to use it as a base shade anyway, so it's not a big deal, but they all come out very, very pigmented on me. I've used it only twice. I've used it today, like I said, to do this entire makeup look, and I haven't had a problem with any of the shades. And then I used it yesterday. I'll try and insert a picture of me wearing it yesterday. Again, you'll see that I came out with a very full-on dramatic makeup look. Now, will it work for darker skin tones? That's the question. Difficult one. I'll be honest with you. Difficult one. These two are the main 2 crease shades here, which is called Anaheim and Zone. Now, Anaheim is more cooler toned and Zone is more warmer toned. I would have preferred maybe a more caramelly, slightly darker shade would have probably been better, instead of quite light and then bam, very, very dark brown. So, these 2 shades, it depends how dark you are. Now, if you are incredibly dark, you won't really be able to use these 2. They'll come out grey on your skin. But these shades here, these dark ones, will work very well. These 2 are going to be the ones that really annoy you. But these shimmery shades here, they will work on you. All these shades on the top, they will work on you too. So in my opinion, if you are very, 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 very dark, you can still use this palette, but bear in mind that these 2 are probably going to really annoy you. But you may be able to mix it with this deep reddish brown shade called Punk. Obviously, lighter skin tones, it'll work perfectly fine on you, and medium skin tones, it'll work very, very well as well. This palette is definitely geared towards somebody who likes their everyday neutral, nude sort of makeup looks, and then maybe at the weekend like to kick it back a little bit with a bit of shimmer in there, maybe a little bit of brightness in there. But this isn't for somebody who generally tends to like really bright out there sort of makeup. You may be a little bit disappointed because even though there's this pink shade in there, I did have to pile it on quite a bit. I'm wearing it on my lid here. I had to pile it on 3 times for it to show up. So that's just something to bear in mind. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to swatch all of these very quickly on my hands and then show you what they look like on my medium skin tone. This one here is called Blonde. One is a very satiny ivory shade. Very, very pigmented, easy to blend and gorgeous. This shade here is called Bathwater. This one I'd say is maybe a little bit shimmery and it leans more to the yellowy golden side. This shade here is called Skimp. And this one is more of a peachy-ish goldy colour, but leaning more to the peachish sort of side. This one here is called Steady. And this one is like a coppery rose shade. Really pretty. This one here on the end is called Punk. This one is a very vibrant, matte, reddish brown shade. It's very, very pigmented. I actually went overboard a little bit using it yesterday because I didn't realise how pigmented it was, and you only need to use a little bit. A little bit goes a really long way with that shade. This shade here is called Baby. And this one is a pale pink shimmery shade. Why can't I hold my hand properly? I actually used that as my tear duct highlight shade today. So you can see how it comes out. You can use it on the lid, you can use it on your tear duct if you want. This one here is called Anaheim, which is where Gwen is from. And this one is a taupey brown shade, but more of a greyish taupey shade. Cool toned for the crease. Actually what I'm wearing in my crease area all today. And it is very pigmented. I went into my crease with it twice, I'd say. Here is called Stark. Is almost invisible on my skin. It does not show up at all. If you are medium skin toned, it will not show up. If you're very, very dark, you can probably use it as a lid colour, but again, it may look a little bit greyish on your skin and you'd have to pack it on quite a bit. I just used it as an all over the lid colour, just to use it as a base shade to make the rest of the eyeshadows blend out easily. Shade here is called Zone, and that is a warm toned brown, of quite a light brown, but it works very well in the crease. It's very pigmented and it blends really, really well. This shade here is called Serious, and that is a very dark grey with a little bit of shimmer in it, but it is a matte shade. It's what I'm using on my outer crease area today. It is very, very pigmented. This shade here is called Pop. I've had to move on to my other hand. This one is like a peachy, glittery shade, and this is the one that has all the fallout. Your typical Urban Decay shimmery shade fallout. But it is very pigmented regardless, but if you don't mind the fallout, obviously. Here is called Harajuku, and this one is a lovely blue-based Barbie pink shade, but as I said, it's very sheer. You have to build it up to get any kind of colour, so it may be wise to apply it wet or put some sort of base underneath it to make it stand out a lot more. I'm wearing on my lids today. Obviously I was going for a pink look. Here is called Danger. One is a stunning royal blue shimmery shade. I love it. It's gorgeous. It's heavily pigmented, easy to blend, and just wicked in general. And that's what I'm wearing here on my lower lash line today. It's a really in your face, awesome jewel toned colour. One is called 1987, after the year when No Doubt were formed. One is a stunning Indian yellowy gold shade. Easy to blend, very, very pigmented, and I love it. And last but not least, the shade Blackout. Obviously, it's a deep, dark, matte black shade, which all palettes have to have, and I suppose you can't really say much because it is Gwen's palette and she does wear a lot of black and white and gold. So that's it. That's my review for the Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette. I'd say I'd give it about 8 out of 10. I'm actually very happy with it. This is perfect for those of you that like to do, like I said, everyday neutral work kind of looks, school, college kind of looks. Don't like to be out there in your face, that sort of thing. However, if you want to switch it up in the evening, if you're feeling a little bit more brave, then you can go a little bit overboard with a couple of jewel tones at the bottom. At least they haven't packed out the palette full of, I wouldn't call them unwearable shades, but for a lot of people they are. I know that I am very much aware of the kind of makeup that I look, and I always try to think about what the normal person would wear, because the normal person wouldn't always wear these full-on looks that I always tend to wear every day. So especially these very ivory champagne-y sort of shades would look nice on the lid, and then you've got these 3 matte shades here which would give a little bit nice definition to the crease. There you go, you're off, you're out the door. Then in the evening you can use these shades to darken up the outer edges, give a little bit of smoke definition on the side, and then on the lid, if you choose to, you can apply some of these more daring shades. So that's it. So I think overall, I think it's a very good palette. I mean, by all means, make the decision whether or not you want to buy it. I've shown you what they look like on my hands, and I am mid-tone tan skin, NC40 by MAC. Sometimes I'm at NC42. It depends. I also forgot to say I got this with the palette as well. These are samples of 4 of Gwen Stefani's lipstick shades, which are also coming out next year as part of her Urban Decay collection. There's a shade called Rocksteady, 714, Ex-Girlfriend, and Firebird. A cream shade, a mega matte shade, a sheer shade, and a cream shade. And then it's going to have the same stripy cover. Looks quite good. I'm going to try these out. There's quite a few of them on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades in total. So hopefully when they do come out, I'll try and pick up a couple and let you know what I think. I am going to try out these ones. Follow me on Instagram and you'll see me trying these things out anyway, because I always post my face of the days on there. Other than that, if you've got any more questions, feel free to ask me below. Hope you're all great. Hope you're all wonderful. Hope you're all lovely. And I'll see you all in the next video.